Well, y'all, the Brooklyn Nets, it's a soap opera, man. The whole NBA, man, this shit is starting to become a soap opera, man. You got the Kyrie Irving, James Harden beef. Harden didn't play last night, and they're saying that it was like it wasn't even on the injury report an hour before the game. I believe he is perturbed with Kyrie Irving and Kyrie's antics. I believe Harden thinks that everybody else is willing to sacrifice for the team because there is no I in team, but there's an I in Kyrie. But the whole thing is, I don't believe Kevin Durant has a problem with it, which I believe bothers James Harden. Kevin Durant's just a stoner. He just want to get high and hoop, which is cool. I love Kevin Durant. And he's also becoming more injury prone as he ages. And from the other injuries, it might just all be adding up. But when KD on the court, he's unstoppable. So I believe James Harden has mentally and emotionally checked out of this Brooklyn Nets situation, which means they won't win anything. They was just like number 2 in the East. Now they're 6. The chemistry is all fucked up. Kevin Durant being in and out, and James Harden emotionally checked out, which is probably going to lead him to Houston. To the 76ers. And I don't believe him and Joel Embiid will win a ring either. So you run in, James, but I believe it's a better situation there in Brooklyn. I think you guys need to figure out how to make this work. Kyrie, James, and Kevin Durant, if all of them can be healthy, which is also a factor, which he might be thinking about. But if you go to 76ers, Embiid is hurt a lot. So imagine you with just you and all the rest of those players in 76ers, James, because it's going to be that. But I believe you probably were promised shit that it just isn't going the way that you was promised it was going to go. But sometimes, man, you think the grass is greener on the other side. That shit ain't nothing but some hay. You hear me? So we gonna look at how this whole thing started though. It started with when James Harden had that interview, the post-game interview the last time he played. We're gonna look at it. James, he's out of there, man. It's like Houston all over again. Look at him.
James, what in your mind, what was the biggest issue with this? I mean, obviously your roster is not what you would have expected it to be, but what was the biggest problem in trying to deal with their explosiveness and their
transition defense? Simple. We made 2.
Look at him. He just said, like, man, I don't even want to fucking be here, man. Just hurry up and ask me this shit so I can go home, man, and get high, man. And drink my double cup, man. Double cup James, man.
Many mental mistakes for whatever reason, which allowed them to get all those points in the first half.
Was that a matter of the scheme and the way you guys are trying to defend transition, or was that just hustle?
Us being smart, knowing when to crash the glass and when to get back. Pretty simple.
Hey James, there's some reports out today that suggest that you might not be happy in Brooklyn or with the rotations that are happening. I'm just wondering, if you can speak
Reports
to
from who? All right, then.
Bleacher Report.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Instead of speaking to the reports, can you just talk about your experience living in Brooklyn?
What do you mean?
The report suggested that you were unhappy.
You're talking about reports? I don't know about reports. Did you guys hear from me?
That's what I'm asking.
All right, so I don't know about no report.
And James, it ain't like you would come out and say at this interview, man, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. Kyrie out his motherfucking mind. KD can't stay healthy no motherfucking more. This ain't what the fuck I signed up for. I guess you're trying to be somewhere professional about this shit. But look at you here. Your attitude tells the whole thing, man. You ain't got to say, look at how you sitting up there. If you was happy somewhere, even though you're losing, you be like, man, once we all get together, man, I know this shit gonna be right. You know what I'm saying? We'll get it together. You're already thinking about Philly. Hey, man, I hope it works out for you.
Do you enjoy New York City?
Yeah.
That wasn't even convinced. Yeah. Yeah, for now, until I'm gone.
James, not to beat a dead horse or belabor the point, but just to be specific.
James look like, man, motherfucker, if you ask me a question about this shit again, I'm going to climb over this motherfucking desk and beat the shit out you.
One of the complaints that the report claimed that you had was with rotations, not having set crunch time rotations.
Listen, I don't know about any reports. Of course, I'm frustrated because, we're not healthy. It's a lot of inconsistency for whatever reason. Injuries, COVID,
healthy. That's Kevin Durant with the injuries. Inconsistency, that's Kyrie in and out. Hey, man.
What to call it. But yeah, it's frustrating. I think everybody in this organization is frustrated because we are better than what our record is, and we should be, on the way up. So that's all it is. I don't know about reports. If you didn't hear from me.
Now, then we had Harden, leg scratch because of right hamstring. Get the fuck out of here. Ain't nothing wrong with no James Harden. James Harden was a leg scratch from Saturday's loss to Golden State, sidelined by right hamstring that hadn't appeared on the injury report an hour earlier. Well, guys, James Harden is on strike. Hey, man, it's over with for the Nets. I don't know who coming out the East. I don't know who gonna win in the NBA, man. It's wide open for everybody right now. Golden State is cool, but they kind of, I don't know. And then James Harden, you ready to leave? You don't come up. One thing about you, you're real good in the regular season. You're great in the regular season, but when the pressure time comes, you disappear, James. So it's easier. Like I heard people saying, you can hide in Brooklyn. But the only thing I say about the Brooklyn Nets, Kyrie is injury prone. Now KD is injury prone. The Brooklyn Nets will never reach their fullest potential.